Give her a little jiggle jiggle. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another exciting adventure here on AC Designs Garage. In today's episode, we got something super special for y'all. A lot of y'all have asked for it, so I figure what the heck, we'll go ahead and do it for you. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to show you how to take the paint out of the turbo can and put it in a HVLP spray gun and lay this stuff down slicker than snot. So make sure you stay tuned. Here we go. All right, let's go see what we're going to be working with today. You guys have seen this panel. It's the old door. It's a two-tone, but for those of y'all hadn't, I'm going to let you see it. This is the cool old 72 C10 door. We're done in the cobalt blue metallic. Whew, looking killer. And titanium metallic, both these Rust-Oleum colors. And then we hand pinstriped. I have another video where I showed how to do it. But that's all covered up in Spray Max 2K clear. Still looking killer. The reason this down here is messed up, we had a boo-boo in moving it around so much and stuff. So already 600, if that's what it looked like where it feathered back like that. So that's what you want. You don't want to feel any bumps or anything. So this bottom half down here is taken care of. We just got to roll this edge. But what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be DAing it with wet 600 today. Instead of hand doing it, you can hand do it also. I'm just in a hurry. I got a lot on my plate, so I want to get this video out for y'all. So we're just going to wet DA it. You can do it without it. It'll be fine. We just want a good tooth for this stuff to bite to. So what we're going to do different today, guys, is I'm not going to shoot the 2K clear on it like 15 minutes like I usually do after it, and then we'd come back next week and buff it. This is what I'm going to be calling the super prep job here, I guess. But today what we're doing different is I'm going to show you how to take the turbo paint out of the can, put it in a cup, and then we're going to put it in the good old, probably the solder jet maybe. This is a 1.4 tip. You're going to want a smaller tip like a 1.2, 1.3, or max 1.4 to shoot this with, because this stuff is thin. And we're going to be doing the gloss today. You don't have to have a solder jet. You can have a Black Widow for Harbor Freight. You can have one of their $20 guns. It's, you know, whatever you can afford is what you do. We're supposed to be getting one. We teamed up with VBOR. We're supposed to be getting one of their HVLPs coming in the next week or so. We're going to do a little video on it. So maybe that's an option for you. I think they're around $100. I can't remember exactly, but y'all can check that video out. But the way we're going to do this is, like I said, we're going to put this in there. Or actually put it in a cup. I'm going to show you how to do that without making too much of a mess. We're going to strain it, put it in there. Always strain your paint before you go in a paint gun. We're going to put that in there, and then we're going to shoot 2 or 3 coats on that out there, get it looking good. It should shine pretty good because the paint gun is going to atomize the paint. It's going to knock it into real small droplets. The smaller the droplets, you can bust it up. Like a 1.2 would be perfect. But smaller droplets you can bust it up in, the less peel, the flatter it's going to lay, and it'll just look killer. But we're going to do that. We're going to try to lay it out as flat as we can. But the difference is this week is we're going to, after we shoot the black, we're done for the week. And we're going to let it set for probably 4 or 5 days. And we're going to come back 600 again, sand it flat, then shoot that good old Spray Max 2K clear. Before next week's video, drop down the comments below. Do you want to see me take the clear out of the can and put in the spray gun to shoot it, or do you just want to see it shot with the spray can like we normally do? It does a pretty good job, that Spray Max can does, but drop down below. Whoever wins on that, that's what we'll do. We'll try that, but it should be pretty flat, guys, because it's shouldn't have much peel at all. All right, I just got my good old bucket of water here and old DA with some 600 grit on it, and we're just gonna go to town. I always keep your rag and stuff like that to wet it down with. Let's get in, make sure there ain't no grinding shavings or anything like that in here, because it's been in the shop, and if you use this DA or even hand sanding, it'll make swirly cues real bad. All right, we got that good and wiped off. I'm gonna dunk the sandpaper down in the water, and we're just gonna work this area here to get this flat. Your rag, wipe that off and still feel that just a little bit, so we're gonna keep working it down, and I'll show you here in a minute what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good there. Yeah, that's the trick to it, guys. You got to get it good and flat. And this thing's got that interface pad on it, a little squishy right there. You want to run one of these on here. But I can't hardly feel anything on this. That's feeling pretty good. Out here you can still feel it, but right in here, not bad at all. All right, this is sanding down pretty nicely. We're gonna try to get the rest of this off right here. We're gonna concentrate on this here, the two parts here that's humpied up, try to get them flat, and then we'll get the rest of it. But that's what it's gonna look like when it's dry. It's just gonna look like a flat, milky look to it. And that's what you're wanting. You don't want any shiny spots. You want her good and scratched up. I don't know how good you can see it, but I'm rolling with it like that right there as I'm sanding. You want to roll, just kind of follow the body line. My wheel chock here. Now we're gonna give her a quick little check-see here. Make sure we can't feel no bumpity bumps here on the two-tone part. Yeah, I can't feel anything, guys. That feels good and it's gone. So now we're gonna concentrate on the big areas. Yeah, this goes a whole lot faster when you're using the DA. That's slick, guys. That stuff ought to go on there super slick. It ought to look really good. All right, guys, we're gonna let that right there dry off. I'm gonna go around up here with my old piece of paper there, and you're going to have to get in these little crevasses here, because right in here are places that'll lift in these little ditches. So we're going to hand do, I might do this with the DA up here, but we're going to have to hand do these in these little areas here. So like this little pocket down here where your door handle goes, we'll have to get that by hand. But yeah, it's sanding up pretty good. This thing ought to lay down nice, especially that black. You're probably going to be surprised how good that turbo looks when you shoot her through a paint gun. What I'm gonna do, guys, in these areas here, I just took the 600 off the DA, getting these old crevasses in here, and we'll just hand sand this up in here, because up in here is where you're gonna get your bubbling and your peeling, and your paint jobs are gonna fail. Is in these little cracks to where most people just buzz over them with the DA. You got to have every square inch of this thing scratched up. Y'all don't want no shiny spots. I've already done most of the edges and run it off, like down in here where the DA don't get good, and on this part here, just take your finger and work down in there. And I may hit the DA over these flat spots again just to do it, but I'm gonna get in these crevasses here. I think that's pretty good. We'll get up in here like this radius. We'll get this radius up here real good. Want her good and scratched up. And this one down at the bottom. I'll just wipe over the whole thing real quick. In the pocket right there, that's a good place to check, and these tight radiuses here. This thing here ought to be slicker than snot for sure. Can't wait to see how good. I hope that spray gun lays that turbo down really good. One thing you got to watch with it though, that stuff is thin to get it come through that spray can. And it could run. You never know. We'll turn our fluid down real good and turn our pressure up a little bit where it atomizes real nice, and hopefully we'll just kind of watch it as we go. Probably gonna have to get a feel for it, but since we're not clearing it today, if you get a run in it, don't worry, because we're gonna be sanding it next week before we do clear it, and you can just sand that run out and clear right over it next week. So don't worry about it, guys. It ain't the end of the world if you make a mistake. It's just how you fix it. I'm gonna show you one little trick. I ain't gonna tell you about it yet. You gotta wait to watch we start spraying, but I'm gonna show you one little trick how to make your black a little blacker. This stuff's kind of leans toward the brown side a little bit, so I'm gonna show you how we're gonna make it just a little darker black. Instead of it being brown, we're gonna go to the blue side of the situation. Give you a little closer upper to her. That's about the look you want. You just want to have a little eggshell sheen to it, just good and flat. Got all that sanded good and flat. And that black should take to it. My only concern with doing it with the turbo can, instead, you know, you can buy the RUSTOLEUM in the quarts. We're gonna do some of them for long. But the the spray paint's so thin to get it to come through the thing. I don't know how it's gonna cover. We may have to do a bunch of like 5 coats, but we're gonna try to get it busted up, and I want to see how slick we can actually do it. Because I like to make this stuff look like $1,000,000, like you've seen a lot of these look like a show car paint job. And the prep is what gives you the look of the show car, but you guys can do it. It's just follow a few steps that I'm doing. But right now we've got this thing really slick. I mean, this thing is nice and smooth. We're gonna wipe it off with wax and grease before we spray it. I may come around and do the border just to keep from paint wrapping around. It don't matter, it's a demo door. Like if you hadn't seen before, she rotten. But it makes a good spray door. But yeah, that's about where you want to get it, guys. You want to get it just good and matte finished like that. It's got a good tooth to bite into, and I'm gonna go up here and eat a bean because I'm about like his GoPro. I'm about to cut off. Also, guys, I want to let you know, if y'all don't mind, pray for Robert Arrington. I personally don't know him. I've been watching him for 10 years almost, it seems like, on YouTube. Deer Meat for Dinner. He's having some health issues, and needs your prayers. He's I think he's 48. I just turned 47. He's 48, and he's having some health issues, and needs your guys' prayers. Head on over to his Instagram and especially YouTube. Go watch it. He's going to need people to watch because he's probably going to be in the hospital for a little while. So, yeah, go over and hit him up on Instagram at Dear Mom, and also at Dear Meat for Dinner. Go check him out. Lift him up in your prayers. They'd appreciate it, and I'd appreciate it. Like I said, I don't know him personally, but he's a super rad guy. I've been following him for a long time. He's a fellow YouTuber, and we try to stick together and help each other out. And yeah, go check him out. Dear Meat for Dinner, super rad channel. All right, well, this wouldn't be a spray paint video without the old Shakemaster 4000. So, I'm going to show you how easy it is to load. Take the old Turbsky can here. To open her up, I've had some smaller cans. And you just take and drop her. Okay. Take and drop her down in there that easy. Take the little thumb knob. Even though we are using a paint gun, the paint still needs to be shaken. So, we're going to hog her down like that. Give her a little jiggle jiggle. You can even do it one-handed. I'd say she's jiggled enough. Now it's going to be the fun part because I've done this a lot. I ain't never done this a lot, so we're going to learn together. So just remember, if you want one of these rad Shakemaster 4000s, they're only available at www.acdesignsgarage.com and all the other merchandise and stuff. And these are made by me here in the good old US of A in North Carolina. I weld them, I paint them, I ship them. I was thinking about it, I had a dream last night about how I'm going to do this. If you know how my mind works. Regular old mixing cup and some tape. So I'm gonna try to keep this mess from going everywhere. So this was my idea. My brain don't shut off for nobody. It just runs and runs. That's why I don't sleep that much. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is, this is my theory. I'm gonna put a little bit right here. I'm gonna leave about an inch gap maybe. And we're just basically gonna try to keep down on the stuff spraying up everywhere. And this was what my mind concocted. I'm just gonna come up on this end. And if y'all see a way to do it better, y'all let me know. So basically what I'm gonna do is we're going to take this little tip and we're going to put it in here, and I'm going to hold it and spray it against the wall of the cup on that side. We may, let's take this one out and cover a little less. I'm going to do this so we got room to get in there. This is trial and error. All right, now I see what I needed. Now I need a backboard. So, just in case, we're going to build us a little backboard here. Might make one a little bit taller. That way when we're aiming, if we get a little off there. Definitely going to want some gloves. So we're going to, and definitely going to want a respirator. Gonna make this backboard a little taller. We'll just double tape on each side of it. And like that, we're gonna spray in that direction there against the wall, because if you don't, it's just gonna spray up like that. So we're gonna spray toward this. I just want something to, well, you know, you see what I'm getting at. Do a little model spin here. Yeah, this is how we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna link all the stuff that we use in this video, like I always do, in the links in the description box below. Most of the stuff's gonna be Amazon affiliate links. I make a wee little bit off of qualified purchases at no additional cost to you guys. Just gives y'all a place to be able to go in there and scoop it all up. And yeah, I'll link everything down below. The respirator you use, you're gonna definitely want a respirator. I'm gonna go ahead and change out my glasses and put my what I call my paint glasses on. These are actually glass lens. Yes, I know they're old looking because they are. They're glass lens, and you can take lacquer thinner and wipe them off to where the Ray-Bans, they don't work. You wipe in with lacquer thinner, they'll turn into a smoke show. So I'm going to put these in my bag and go put these out of the way. And we're going to see if my basketball hoop here works. Like I said, this was a nightmare, dream, whatever you want to call it. So she's all shook up by the Shakemaster 4000. We're going to make sure we get it down in there as best we can and just angle it back towards that wall. Try to go get it where you can see it. That's how it's going to be right there. I'm going to spray it like that. We'll spray a little this way. We may have to hold it up like this because the way the pickups work in the bottom of these. I may do that first. We'll tilt the cup like that right there. You guys can't see it because the basketball's in the way. The basketball hoop. We're going to spray it like that. Alright, let me get my respirator on because this is probably going to make a smoke show. And we're not going to hold it wide open. Probably we'll see. We may be able to. I don't know. We're going to spray against the wall, that back side of that wall in there so it'll go in and run down. Here goes nothing. Yeah, it makes a little bit of a mess. Man, this stuff's got a bunch in it. Yeah, it's got fumes coming out, guys. It's a little dirty. Not too bad though, guys. How much paint we got in there? We got about, let's go and wipe it. You can see how the aerosol is done. I guess that cold going in there. We got about this much paint in here. I'm gonna see how much. There's about a quarter of a can left. Let's strain that and put that in the paint gun and see how far it goes. I hope this is going to do what we need because that's the only can I got. Let's take a gander here. Untaper. That backboard seemed to work pretty good. We'll just redo it if we need to add some more, but go grab another rag. I'll wipe this off, but y'all, there's a good bit of paint in there. Like I said, we don't reduce this, we don't do anything to it. Now I'm gonna show you. You look through that, you see how what color that is? It's almost a gray looking color. It's I don't know, it's called sepia, I think is what they call it, but it's the brown side of black. Black goes from brown to like a blue. I don't know if it'll show this way or not. But if you look at that, see that right there? See how it looks brown? That's what it's gonna look like in the sun. I'm gonna try this trick we used to use back in the day to make the blackest of the blackest of the black paint. I don't know if it's gonna work. So this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do like I ain't gonna call percentage because I ain't got a percentage. So what you used to do back in the day, you'd take the blackest black you could buy a base coat, and then you take blue candy, cobalt blue candy, and put in there, and it actually makes it blacker or darker or whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna get a little bit of I got a darker blue over here. We're gonna put just a little. We're not trying to change the color We're just trying to change the background color, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna get a little bit of the spray bomb in the blue, the Rust-Oleum blue I got over here. I'll show you what it is, and I'll show you how much we put. There's this much. There's about this much paint in the bottom. I'm only gonna put like, you know, just a little skosh in it. So we're gonna try that and see if it darkens it up a little bit. All right, guys, sorry about that. My GoPro messed up. I'm gonna check this. I've already added a little bit of that blue. I use these bathroom cups, the non-wax ones, because you don't want to mess up. But I just put, I think I'm about to add a little more. I put about this much of the blue in there, and all the blue will do is darken the black up, because the black actually shows a little brown. Some of you said that about it being in the sun. And all thing this does is it makes this a blacker black, darker dark, whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna check it real quick. We're gonna roll some up on the side here. Now, if you look at this, it's not near as brown as it was. I can't remember what I showed on it. We're gonna put just a little more splash in, and all this is doing is darkening it up. It's not changing the color, but this is Rust-Oleum sail blue. You don't want to mix different brands. You want it to be the same thing. We're just gonna hold it, spray it towards the side like we did the black. And it's about up to that line right there. All you're gonna do is pour it in there. Like I said, we ain't wanting enough to change it. If it starts changing it, making it a blue hue, which it would take a whole lot for the blue to drown the black out. You can see this stuff's pretty dark. Get my flashy light back out. I think this is gonna be good here, guys. This is just experiment. I've never done it with spray paint before. But when we used to mix custom paints and stuff, back in the day, if we wanted the blacks to the blacks, that right there that's pretty black. It's not as brown as it was. We could probably go a little more, but okay, I'll go a little more. So for about that much, I don't know how many ounces that is. I can't see it because that spray paint went everywhere. There's about 10 ounces of the spray paint. We put about a half of one of these little cups of blue. I don't know how scientific it is. We're gonna put just a skosh more. About that again. So we probably a little over where that line is. I'm gonna say half of one of these cups, maybe to 10 to 15 ounces of black. It's just experiments, guys. That's why I do these spray outs. We get that good and stirred up, and we're gonna put some in the old spray gun I got here. I hope there's enough in here. I might add a little more black so we got enough to spray. I'm gonna see if I can do it without the backboard on, see how it does. I'm gonna show you this real quick before it all runs down. See how brown that is right there? And then this down here is not as brown. That just shows you what the blue's done. I think this is enough maybe to spray. Now candy would work better. This is solid blue. I had some of that blue metallic, but that's the way you can add a metallic in it. You can spray some metallic in it, but we're just going straight up black today. All right, that's enough for now. We'll see. All right, guys, this is my old wore out solder paint gun, and it's wore out, so don't be saying, let me change it. If it turns out good, because I don't know what it's going to do, don't be saying on here, oh, it's because you got a solder paint gun. No, you can do this with any paint gun. This is the only one I got right now with a 1.4. Probably a 1.2 or 1.3 would be optimal. We're going to try not to run this thing. So, get you a filter, and at this point, I don't have any, but if you had some of that hardener that you buy, the enamel hardener, would be an opportune time to put some in it, but I don't have any hardener. I've got a little bit of clear hardener, but I don't want to try to get into messing up junk. All right, guys. I hope that's enough for that door. We're gonna let that drain just a little bit, but yeah, even though it come out of a spray can, always strain it, guys. It's just a good habit to be into. But next we're gonna go out here. I'm gonna grab take these hot gloves off. I hate gloves. Go out here and grab a little bit of our standby sprayway glass cleaner and wipe her off and blow it down real quick. We'll be ready to shoot it. Today we're gonna be shooting at about 25 PSI. The fan all the way open, and the wind decides to start blowing now that I'm gonna do this. And we're just gonna play with our trigger settings, because I don't know, this stuff we may, first run we're gonna put on here pretty daggone light, because I don't know, this stuff may run like a marathon. Remember guys, runs don't rust, they just cost you a lot of work. I like this sprayway stuff. This is good glass cleaner. Works good for this. Unless you got a lot of heavy grease on it, this works good. If not, you can use wax and grease remover. Probably gonna have a lot of bugs today, guys. I have a feeling. This thing's pretty clean. I'm just basically wiping off the old sludge from sanding the clear and stuff. All right, that looks pretty good. Get it right here where she ain't over top of that grass anyway. And cross your fingers, guys. Now you can't read it. It's about 30. I crunk it up a little bit so it atomizes it good. But this is my fan that goes from, if you watch this. So if you turn that knob all the way in, see it does that. Then it does the little pokey dot. Then you turn it all the way wide open. Look at that, perfect. I like that. That's a good pattern. Let's go see what it does. I hope I got enough. I'm gonna turn it down. I got it on about 25 now. Fan's still wide open. I'm only about quarter trigger. I'll let you see here in a minute what I'm doing. But I'm only about quarter trigger, and man, is that stuff laying down nice. I just hope she's gonna cover. I didn't think about that with no more paint than I got, but we'll mix up some more. I'll empty that can in here if I have to. I'm gonna drop my pressure back down to probably about 20. Hey, look how slick that is. Same old turbo paint y'all using, getting all that peel. Put it through a gun, look at her go. Let's take a gander on coat one. That stuff covered pretty good. Laid down pretty daggone slick. I mean, that's just regular old turbo paint with a little blue added in it. We'll see how much we got left in here. There's not a whole lot left. We're going to have to mix some. I just wanted to show you all that little trick with the the blue, because it does look like it added blue to it. It looks a little darker, and it's out in the dead sunshine, guys. Normally it's not that bright, but I'm gonna show you how much we got left. Y'all can see it. Yeah, let's pour it back in here. Ain't a whole lot left. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna empty this turbo in there. We're gonna put a full can of turbo in it. Let me get my gloves. Try something a little different here. I'm gonna spray her against this right here for it to go up under it. I'm just gonna put that one stripe, spray it back that way. Put her up under the lip right there and just go for it. Hey, what, I found a new way. Let's just try it their way. We'll just hook it right there and spray against like that. That's what I'm thinking. Put your respirator on. That ain't working. I'm getting it all over me. All right. I think the backboard trick, guys, works the best. That's what we need to do. I'm gonna run and get me another rag to wipe my arms off before I didn't put the backboard. Yeah, use the backboard trick, guys. That was a good idea of mine that I just decided not to use that time. So I'm gonna put just a little bit more blue because I want to. These little cans ain't near as hard to get a little sauce. I'm just putting just a little bit, just for giggles. We'll give her a stir. We got about half of what we had. I wish I hadn't took that back, but I wish I'd have went ahead and emptied the whole can in there. Because really, guys, all we're using this for is color, so you ain't got to build up a real heavy. How much is left in here? I might wipe this lid off and go ahead and empty this can. That way I know we got enough. And we'll do the old backboard trick again, because it seemed to work. So I got that color mixed good. Now for the backboard. Keeps from spraying all over me. One more layer high. Well, if you got something to spray against, you're not spraying it down in it. It seems to do a little better. Respirator on. All right. All right, guys, that's most of the can right there. So I'm gonna stir this up again, make sure everything's stirred. We're gonna put it back in there. I will say I'm pretty impressed with this because you can, this is the big thing, is you can control your fan pattern. You never lose pressure or anything. It gives a good even coat. It's pretty amazing, guys. Now granted, it'd probably be less messy if you use the stuff in the quart, but I just wanted to try the old turbo cans because I like turbo cans. So we're going to tape our lid on. It shows how old this thing is, because if it was a new one, I wouldn't have to do that. All right, we got a fuzzy in there. Oh, you get out of that. That's one problem we're going to have. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? A fuzzball of all things. All right, guys, remember the trick last week? Let me get some water instead of licking my finger. This is a trick. The stuff that's not dry. Let's see how dry it is. It's tacky. Take your finger, put a little water on it. For some reason, even if it's a little wet, or even if it's the paint's a little wet, you can wipe stuff off on sticky paint. You just gotta let it dry before you shoot your other. Come on, booger. There we go. You just gotta keep that finger wet. Now don't reach up there and dry this with a towel. Just let it dry. We'll have to let it dry out in the sun. But I tell you what, guys, you can actually see a reflection in turbo paint. What do y'all think about that? Another little trick though, wet your finger. The other week I was using spit, but for some reason that's frowned upon. Yeah, if you got anything that flies in, you paint like little fur balls like that. You just take your wet finger and wipe it off and just let it dry. So we're gonna let that dry. The wind's blowing this way. I think I'm gonna rotate it around that way, and so maybe we won't have near the chance of critters. Little red bugs right there. And like I said, you don't want much pressure. This is probably frowned upon, but putting urethane clear over top of this is frowned upon too. So let me see if I can blow it off with a little air. Make sure all my water's dry. All right, let's get the respirator on. Get enough hose out here. I'm gonna try to hold it where y'all can see how I'm spraying and everything. We still have the same setup, about 20-25 psi fan wide open. Probably a quarter trigger, maybe quarter to maybe half. You don't want to squeeze it wide open, because if you do, you'll run it in the floor. But it does spray nice. Look at it. All right, guys, that's 2.5 coats. Whew, warm. So, guys, what y'all think so far about that? I'm impressed with it. Makes me want to try that stuff in the quart cans, see how that does. But man, you put that stuff in a spray gun, lays down nice. Lays down real nice. Don't leave all that orange peel all over it. Just lays down and busts up. That's a 1-4. Put it in a 1-2 or 1-3 if you can get it. I don't think you have to reduce it out of the spray can, but 1-2 or a 1-3 should be mint. Should be laying down nice. Like I said, guys, next week we're gonna sand it and 2K it. And then I guess we'll rub and buff it like we always do, cut and buff it the next week. I think that's pretty cool, guys. It laid down pretty nice. Make sure you drop below what you want. Y'all guys been good about doing that. Make sure to drop below what you want to see done, created here. Flakes, pearls, whatever. You want to see regular base coat clear? I hope that some of you guys want to do that, because that's my favorite. If you can do this, you can do the base clear. You might as well. It's easier, guys. Trust me. But I want to make something all you guys can do and have fun doing it. Third and final coat. I'm gonna let this wind quit blowing around here. I'm gonna walk up. You walk up to it and you just do the normal on the back inconspicuous side there. And she can be just a little sticky, but not, you know, coming off on your fingers. No black on your fingers. All right, wind stop. Let's go. That's all she wrote. That's a whole can of turbo there. All right, I don't know how good you guys can see it. I'm getting all them little puffy balls flying through the air, so I didn't want to leave it out there. We'll get down here and look at it. I mean, that's turbo paint, guys, in a spray gun. What y'all think? I think she looks pretty good. She's got a little light. It's not really dry spray. It's just where it's, you gotta keep this stuff wet when you're spraying it though. 75% overlap, guys. Always remember that. If you spray this much, you drop down about a quarter. You just keep dropping quarters basically and just keep it. But I mean, y'all can see y'allself in it. There ain't no clear on that. That's straight up turbo can. Now we are gonna clear this. But like I said before, you guys wanted to see this stuff, you know, let it cure, sand it, and then clear it. And it's going to be amazing, guys, because there's hardly no peel here. We get this scuffed down with some 600 wet next week. And shot will clear. She'll be amazing. Whew, done turned out hot here, guys. Well, she's been cooking out here in the good old North Carolina sunshine, and we got to take a quick gander at her. And I'm going up to the house to get the air conditioning because I'm hot. It's like 90 degrees, 85, 90 degrees, something like that. But yeah, let's take a gander at her. I think she turned out pretty good, guys. Look at that. Ain't hardly any peel. Now there's no clear on this. This is straight up turbo can shot out of a 1.4 tip, 25 psi, fan wide open. Just a tick of blue dropped in it. I think it helped darken it a little bit. I don't know if it helped much. Maybe some blue candy on it. Something like that. How's it going? Yeah, I think she turned out really good. We're gonna wheel her inside. Yeah, she's gonna be pretty slicker and snot. There's a few little whammies on her there, but not too bad. I think after we get her clear, cut and buff, she'll really look good. That blue may look a little better. Whew. After we get that done, I'm about out of breath. I'll show you the inside temperature here. It's in the shade. She right at 90 degrees in here. So we're gonna go up there and sit in some of that paid for air conditioning. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate all the support. Thanks for all you guys buying the Shake Master 4000. That helps us just keep buying paint and doing all this stuff, because it's not cheap to buy armloads of spray paint this day and time. But yeah, thanks for the super thanks, all the awesome comments, the questions. Also remember, Pray for Brother Robert Arrington, his wife Sarah, and their kids and stuff as they're going through a trying time right now. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Thank y'all for all the love, support, and remember, be kind to one another. Jesus loves you, so do we. God bless. We gone.